Hello, and welcome to our presentation about Japan. Japan is a country known for producing many different kinds of media, the most popular of which being anime, manga, and over the top reality shows, just to name a few. But there is one form which has dominated the world for the past few decades: video games. And at its center, Nintendo. At its heart, Nintendo is a creator of experiences. They design games, consoles, and characters that turn ordinary moments into adventures. Think of Mario, The Legend of Zelda, or Animal Crossing. But unlike many tech companies, Nintendo isn't focused or obsessed with cutting edge graphics or raw power, but rather fun. Founded in 1889 in Kyoto, Japan, Nintendo began as a humble playing card company. Over the subsequent decades, they evolved from toys in the 1960s to arcade games in the 70s, and by the 80s, they revolutionized home entertainment with the Nintendo Entertainment System. Today, they're known for iconic consoles such as the Wii and the Switch that prioritize accessibility, whether you're a grandparent trying motion controls for the first time or a hardcore gamer. Now, that begs the question: what sets Nintendo apart? Three words: innovation with purpose. They are the masters of the blue ocean strategy, creating new markets instead of fighting over the old ones. The Wii got families moving together. The Switch merged handheld and home gaming, and all that isn't limited to just the consoles. Pokemon Go blended real and virtual worlds, while Labo turned cardboard into interactive toys. Nintendo doesn't follow trends, they invent them. More importantly, Nintendo has shaped how we play, encouraging family bonding with consoles like Wii, inspiring creativity, and proving that games can be for everyone. Over the next 8 minutes, we'll explore how they stayed relevant for well over a century.
When Nintendo was founded, Nintendo was founded on September 23rd, 1889 in Kyoto, Japan by Fusajiro Yamauchi. Its original name was Nintendo Kopai, and Nintendo at the time specialized in manufacturing Hanafuda cards, playing cards, which were used in traditional Japanese card games such as Koi Koi and Hachi Hachi. Early on in Nintendo's history, Nintendo's Hanafuda cards gained a lot of popularity, especially with some Yakuza-run gambling houses, which were some of Nintendo's biggest customers at the time. By the 1900s, Nintendo had become one of the most successful playing card managers in Japan. However, it was still relatively small and specialized in handmade and production. However, in 1949, Hiroshi Yamauchi, the great-grandson of Fusajiro Yamauchi, took over Nintendo and began transforming it into the global giant it is today. When Hiroshi Yamauchi took over Nintendo in 1949, Nintendo was still focused on playing cards. Hiroshi quickly started modernizing by introducing plastic-coated playing cards and by securing a licensing deal with Disney in 1959 to produce more Western-styled cards featuring Disney characters. This worked out, boosting Nintendo's sales and introducing Nintendo to broader audiences beyond Hanafuda players for the first time in a long time. However, by the early 1960s, the playing card business had quickly reached its limits, with sales stagnating and Hiroshi realizing that Nintendo needed to expand beyond cards to survive. This sparked a period of diversification where Nintendo started experimenting with many different industries. One of these industries was inspired by the success of convenience foods after World War II, where Nintendo attempted to enter the food industry by making instant rice meals similar to instant ramen. Unfortunately, this didn't succeed as the competition was incredibly strong and established, so the project quickly failed. Following that, Nintendo decided to briefly dip its toes into the love hotels market and operated several of these establishments where couples could rent rooms. While it was incredibly profitable, it clashed with Nintendo's emerging identity as a family-friendly company and was quickly shut down by Yamauchi. Nintendo also launched a taxi service called Daya, but it was also quickly abandoned for multiple reasons. Despite the failures in their previous experiments, Nintendo found moderate success in the toys industry in 1966. Gunpei Yokoi I hope I said that right. A Nintendo engineer invented the Ultra Hand, which was a mechanical extendable arm that became a massive hit in Japan. This success led the Nintendo to focus on toys and novelty items, launching other products like the Ultra Machine and the Love Tester, which was a toy that supposedly measured romantic compatibility. While it was profitable, Nintendo struggled to compete against bigger toy manufacturers like Bandai and Tomy. This eventually led Nintendo to pivot into another industry.
Nintendo's journey into video gaming began in the early 1970s, when electronic entertainment was still in its infancy. In 1974, Nintendo made its first notable move into the industry by becoming the exclusive distributor of the Magnavox Odyssey in Japan, the world's first commercial home video gaming system. Seeing the potential in the emerging industry, Nintendo quickly moved forward to develop its first gaming products. In 1977, Nintendo officially entered the home video gaming market by releasing the Color TV Game series of consoles. These were simple plug-and-play systems featuring built-in games. Although relatively basic by today's standards, they were commercially successful, selling over 3 million units and laying the crucial groundwork for Nintendo's future endeavors in electronic entertainment. However, Nintendo's first significant breakthrough occurred in July 1981 with the arcade release of Donkey Kong. Created by now legendary game designer Shigeru Miyamoto, Donkey Kong introduced the world to characters who have since become iconic figures in gaming and pop culture history. Mario, originally named Jumpman, and the titular Donkey Kong himself. The game was an instant success, greatly boosting Nintendo's international profile, particularly in the lucrative North American arcade market. Building on this success, Nintendo launched the Family Computer, more commonly known as the Famicom, in Japan on July 15, 1983. This system would later be redesigned for global markets as the Nintendo Entertainment System, colloquially referred to as the NES. The timing was critical. During this same period, the video game industry in North America suffered a devastating crash, primarily caused by an oversaturation of low-quality games and poor business practices. Once worth billions, the market collapsed almost overnight in 1983, with many analysts believing home video gaming was a fad that had ended. Nintendo saw an opportunity amidst the chaos, however. In 1985, the company introduced the NES to North America, strategically marketed as an entertainment system to distance itself from the tarnished term video game. With strict quality controls and groundbreaking titles, the NES revitalized the market. Landmark releases such as Super Mario Bros. In 1985, The Legend of Zelda in 1986, and Metroid in 1987 not only achieved enormous popularity, but also established new standards for game design and storytelling. Through these innovative steps, Nintendo recovered a failing industry and transformed video gaming into a well-respected, thriving form of entertainment, laying the foundation for decades of continued success.
Nintendo's influence on greater media had a significant impact on gaming. Over the decades, its characters, games, and innovations have shaped entertainment in ways that extend far beyond the consoles. Nintendo first made its mark in television with Super Mario Bros. Super Show in 1989, and later with Pokémon, which became a global sensation in the 1900s. The franchise expanded into trading cards, movies, and long-running animated series, cementing Nintendo's roles in multimedia entertainment. More recent, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, made in 2023, proved just how timeless Nintendo's characters are, breaking box office records and introducing Mario to a new generation of fans. Beyond traditional media, Nintendo has also changed the way gaming companies connect with their audience. In 2011, it launched Nintendo Direct, a series of online presentations that allow the company to share major announcements directly with the fans. This approach has helped Nintendo maintain a strong and personal connection with its community. Nintendo presence in digital media is equally impressive. Games like Super Smash Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Animal Crossing: New Horizons have dominated streaming platforms like YouTube and Twitch, generating millions of hours of gameplay content. The rise of esports and speedrunning communities has further cemented Nintendo's role in online gaming culture. However, the company has complicated relationships with modern media platforms. Its strict copyright policies have sometimes limited content creators for sharing Nintendo-related content. Over the time, though, Nintendo has adapted, recognizing the value of digital engagement in keeping its game relevant. Through television, film, online content, and music, Nintendo has become more than just a gaming company. It's culture powerhouse. Its legacy in media continues to grow, proving that Nintendo influence goes far beyond the game itself.
In 2025, Nintendo stands as a pillar of gaming, having evolved from its origins as a playing card company to one of the most influential names in the video game industry. But what is Nintendo today, and why does it continue to shape the way we play and experience games? The Nintendo Switch, its hybrid console, has become one of the best-selling systems of all time, and it's a perfect example of how Nintendo has adapted to the modern gaming world while staying true to its roots. Combining handheld and home console gaming into one device, the Switch has redefined convenience and accessibility. However, what truly sets Nintendo apart is its iconic library of games. Franchises like The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Pokemon, and Animal Crossing are more than just games. They're cultural landmarks that bring together players of all ages. Whether you're solving puzzles in Hyrule, collecting stars with Mario, or relaxing in your virtual town, Nintendo continues to focus on fun, creativity, and immersion. Nintendo has also mastered the art of direct communication with its fans. Through Nintendo Direct presentations, the company showcases upcoming releases, keeping the community excited and engaged. And while some may say Nintendo has a more family-friendly image, its ability to create deep, intricate experiences continues to captivate all types of gamers. But today's Nintendo wouldn't be here without its storied past. From the Game Boy to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo has always been at the forefront of innovation. The Game Boy revolutionized portable gaming, while the SNES gave us some of the most influential titles in history. At the heart of it all, though, is Nintendo's commitment to quality and creativity. Its games are developed with meticulous attention to detail, and its talented team continues to push the boundaries of what's possible. From seamless controls to lush handcrafted worlds, every title is a reflection of Nintendo's deep passion for gaming. Nintendo also continues to diversify, from collaborations with LEGO like the Super Mario sets to branching out into the mobile market with titles like Super Mario Run and Fire Emblem Heroes. The company is exploring new ways to bring its characters and worlds to new audiences. Ultimately, Nintendo today is about connection. It's about bringing people together through the magic of gaming. Whether it's sharing a moment of joy with friends or immersing yourself in an unforgettable world, Nintendo's focus on fun and accessibility continues to resonate across generations. So, what is Nintendo today? It's a brand that continues to innovate, to surprise, and to remind us all why we fell in love with gaming in the first place.